Fox 2 problem solvers uncover new information. It's still going on. Auto workers smoking and drinking during their lunch break and then heading back to work. But this is not the same party in the park we've exposed before. This is brand new video, different plant, different people, but it's the same bad behavior. Now, problem solver Rob Wolchek got the tip from inside the factory. He joins us now. And Rob, these tips came from people inside, tired of working with people who are boozed up.
That's exactly right, Murray and Sherry. They're doing it right under the nose of people who say they strongly oppose the use of controlled substances and alcohol on the job. And it happened every day we went out to watch. 11 a.m., lunchtime at Chrysler's Trenton engine plant. And these guys have been working hard. Safety goggles, check. High visibility work vest, check. Lighter and pipe, check. But not everyone is smoking at this park just a mile from the plant. This guy's having a healthy lunch of chips and beer. And while this behavior during your break is against Chrysler's policy, these guys aren't so reckless as to do it in a public park. No, this is private property, a private lot. And get this, it's maintained by their union, the United Auto Workers. 10 months ago, I showed you these Chrysler workers pounding beers day after day during their lunch break. They worked at the Jefferson North plant, Detroit. I caught them leaving for lunch, hitting up the party store and heading to the park to drink and smoke before heading back to work to finish their shifts. Chrysler had just been bailed out with billions of dollars of taxpayer money. In fact, President Obama himself had just given them a pep talk on the floor of the plant. And this was the thanks we got? Hey, guys. Hate to be a buzzkill, but shouldn't you guys be building cars? Don't you guys work out at the Chrysler factory? You know, the government spent a lot of money bailing you guys out, and you're coming out here on your lunch break drinking like this? Chrysler fired 13 workers and suspended 2 others. You'd think after all that you'd make it through a whole shift without having to take a buzz break, wouldn't you? Chrysler's not going to put up with that. Your co-workers aren't going to put up with that. We found out about these guys the same way we found out about the others. Tips from inside the plant. I got 2 tips from Chrysler's Trenton engine plant. The tipsters told me they don't want to work with people who've been partying. It's dangerous. But here they are, just steps away from the union hall, doing their thing. I've heard of guys being so hungry they inhaled their lunch, but this is ridiculous. Wow. Check out this guy with the pipe and the headphones. Wonder what he's listening to, because it sure must be relaxing. Here's another guy at his lunch break, and he's a real bud man. Of course, I'm referring to his bandana. Can you believe these guys have to go back to work to finish their shifts? But not this guy. He's not on his lunch break. He spends 2 hours drinking before his shift even starts. I drink alone. His name is Terry. Every day that we were watching the lot, he'd be there parked in the same spot, drinking, going to the local party store for a second round, little more drinking. This guy is in no shape to work, but he goes anyway, day after day after day. Finally, I had to confront him on his reckless behavior. Hey, aren't you supposed to be starting work pretty soon?
I am pretty soon here.
Yeah. What do you got in the bag? You got a couple of beers?
Beer.
Yeah. You drink beer all the time before you start work?
No.
You don't? Well, didn't you already come here about an hour ago and have a couple of beers?
Yeah, I did.
And you go sit over in that UAW lot?
No, I'm not going to go to work today.
You're not going to go to work today?
No, I'm not working.
But you usually do, don't you?
No, but I ain't working today.
You're not?
No.
Well, you're not even supposed to be driving, are you? Yeah. Terry lost his license for drunk driving. His record is so bad, he hasn't had a valid driver's license since 1993. Time to talk to the people who maintain the lot where all the partying's going on, the UAW. Hi, Gabe. I'm Rob Wolchek. Gabe Solano is vice president of Local 372. We go outside, and I show him exactly where his members are partying during their lunch breaks. So you guys don't know anything about it?
No, honestly, we don't see nobody out here.
And he assures me if he did, they'd do something about it.
When that information broke on us at Jefferson, you know, all the locals were put on notice that, hey, if you got any members doing this type of activity, let them know it's not going to be condoned.
It may not be condoned, but it's still going on right across the street. Gabe Solano from the UAW local agreed to watch some of our video. However, after many conversations on the phone, the viewing was called off by them. However, Chrysler sent several of their people here to Fox 2, and we showed them the clips. Their reaction? Here's Scott Garberding, Senior Vice President of Manufacturing.
Well, I just want to say I'm really both hurt and angered over what your cameras captured. Again, unfortunately, we've got Chrysler employees in a compromised position, apparently without regard for the impact of their actions on the reputation of their co-workers, of the plant, of the company, not to mention their own reputation and that of their families. As a company, in the last 2 years, Chrysler's come way too far and made way too much progress to let the bad acts of a few put a shadow on the rest of the employees. And to be clear, we've got a code of conduct at Chrysler, and some of the activities that we saw in your video are clearly outside of the code of conduct and are unacceptable. The employees that we identify, as soon as we understand who they are, will be suspended indefinitely without pay, and anybody else involved in these activities will be dealt with swiftly. It's very frustrating to us, and we take this very seriously. We have a lot of very, very committed folks at Chrysler, and we're very proud of our team. We have some people who apparently don't want to be part of the team.
Clearly, the people from Chrysler are not going to put up with this. They fired 13 people last year after we ran one of these stories, and they told me those 13 people have not been hired back.
All right, Rob, we want to stress that you were tipped off by people who actually work inside the Trenton engine plant. Now, the last time that you caught Chrysler workers drinking on the job, we were all criticized for being anti-union, but the truth of the matter is that we're all union members. Everybody you see on the air is union members. That's not what this is about.
That is not what it's about. Well, I'm a union member. I belong to AFTRA. We all belong to AFTRA, all of our stagehands, everybody. This is a union shop, so I just don't get the anti-union bashing thing, so.
And Rob, what about Terry, the guy you saw in your piece who had no driver's license, I think you said since 1993, was it? And was clearly drinking and going into his car to drive.
Yeah.
On top of everything else, he was on the road. Let
me explain a little bit of the backstory with Terry. Once I found out who Terry was, once we confirmed, yes, he's drinking alcohol, because a lot of the days he was drinking out of a cup, okay? Now, I'm not out there. My camera people are out there watching this. They come back, they report to me, oh, I saw that guy again, da-da-da-da-da. Once we confirmed who he was, and I got his driver's record and saw that this guy clearly was breaking not only the rules but the law, we immediately went out there. The very next day we went out there and I confronted Terry. After that, I told Terry, do not drive. You know you don't have a driver's license. I asked him if he needed help, and he told us he was not going to drive, and that's where it stood. We did not. I don't know whether he's still driving. I don't know. He's never contacted me back. But we certainly, once I realized what a bad dude this guy was, or how much trouble this guy was in, I went forward with this.
Somebody who obviously needs some help.
Somebody who needs some help, and I offered him help. So, you know, I'd take the guy to rehab myself if he wanted me to. So.
All right, this issue is not over yet. We're going to see you tonight with Huel Perkins on Let It Rip.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Well, Fox viewers have been sounding off, as you can imagine. The comments have been passionate on both sides. One viewer writes, your reporter's doing a fine job on this story. That is why I watch WJBK Fox 2. The station should be proud of the service it provides the public. Please stay on top of this story. Thank you. And another viewer says, it's amazing that at a time when laid-off workers will do anything to have a good job, people are out there doing this.
But you know, Tommy Peterson writes, this happens at every plant. Why is everybody making such a big deal of this? And Lisa Weingarten-Palucci writes, Fox 2, I challenge you to drug test each and every employee that works for you. I bet you will find some fail. Would you then run that story and continuously post it on Facebook? We always want to hear from you, no matter what you're saying. You can sound off on myfoxdetroit.com, on Facebook or Twitter, and share your comments with us.